Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. This is my review for The Boys Season 4 episodes 1 to 3. Now, there will be heavy spoilers in this video, so if you have not seen the first 3 episodes of The Boys Season 4, go watch it and then come back. And yes, let's just get straight into it. So, everybody knows The Boys is a fantastic show. Pretty much everybody loves it. I love it. The first 3 seasons are amazing. I really do think they are like... It's one of the best shows on Prime Video, but it's like one of the best shows of the last few years, you know, like, I guess, comic book show, you know, superhero show. It is fantastic. It's so funny. It's so socially relevant, and it's, you know, I love it. It's a great show. Everybody loves it. And so I was very excited for season 4. Obviously, you know, the much anticipated season 4 after the cliffhanger that we were left with last season. The end of the final episode of season 3 was Homelander killing that guy who threw a can at Ryan's face. And so seeing the ramifications of that are going to be exciting, or I've been excited to see the ramifications of that. And I've been excited to see where the story is going to go from here. You know, it's been confirmed now that season 5 will be the final season. And so we're starting to wrap things up. It's the penultimate season. You know, we've still got one more to go, but I think things are going to start to wrap up this season, you know. And then finally for the finale, season 5 will be a banger. But what did I think of the first 3 episodes? Now, I enjoyed them. I really liked them. I would say I loved them, right? I think episode 2 might have been a little bit slow in points, but for the most part, I loved them. The one problem I did have is that, you know, I remember watching the first 3 episodes of season 3 a couple of years ago, and by the end of episode 3, I had a clear vision of where season 3 was going. You know, there was a plan laid out. You know, there was a clear vision for what was going to happen. At the end of these first 3 episodes, I'm sort of seeing places it can go, and there's some seeds being set up and some plot lines being set up, but I'm not seeing a main direction forward. You know, it seems like everybody is split doing their own things. And so, whereas, you know, last season, everything was more of a combined effort, but this season, the first 3 episodes, it all seems to be split up, and there seems to be multiple things going on at once. And so it's a bit difficult to see where the season's going to go. But again, I still enjoy the first 3 episodes. We're back. We are so back. I love this show so much. It's just so bloody entertaining. It really is. You know, the action is fantastic. The gore, the commentary, the you know, the action, the social parody even is just, it's so on point. It's even more on point this season. They're going hard with the parody and with the satirical nature and with the social commentary this season, and it's in your face. You know, it's not subtle like it was, I guess, it's never been subtle, but it was a little bit more, you know, beneath the surface of the show. But they're just going all out, you know, this season, which I love. I think it's great. You know, it's because there have been a certain group of people online who sort of feel like this show is very centrist, and is like, you know, like it makes fun of everyone, and it does to a certain degree, but it definitely leans left. You know, it's a very left-leaning show, and I think Eric Kripke recently came out and said, if you think The Boys is too woke, don't watch it. You know, like, very much going for that one, you know, not going after, but saying to that one side, you know, declaring what side of the argument they're on. And again, you know, people want to say keep politics out of TV shows, but that's not what The Boys is. The Boys has always been political. It's always been, you know, a satirical show about politics and about American culture and things like that, you know. But they do point, you know, they do make fun of everyone. You know, they're poking fun at Hollywood. They're, you know, poking fun at some of the, you know, the ideologies on the left. They very much do poke fun at everyone, but they very clearly are left-leaning, and they very heavily go for, you know, I guess the right side of things, which, look, I think it's hilarious. I think they're doing great. And so that's all I want to talk about that, but it's very much in your face, and I love it. I think it's great. But there is just it really is in your face, though. Like, it's one for one, you know, like I think one thing that really stood out to me was when, I think, like, you know, the guy who's going to be elected president, Singh or something, I think his last name is, I can't remember, but he says something like the election day is on January 6th or something like that, right? Or if that's when Homelander's either found guilty or innocent. And I just thought that was, you know, very funny and very on the nose, January 6th, you know? And so I thought that was funny. But again, very in your face. I think they're doing it well. And I think it's very entertaining. Homelander, Anthony Starr, continues to be, I guess, the soul of the show, I guess, you know, not in that he's a good person, not that he's got heart and soul, but like Anthony Starr just gives such a fucking great, terrifying performance as Homelander. And it was interesting to see him be challenged in, you know, these first 3 episodes by Sister Sage. You know, I know she's sort of like a villain and she's sort of on the enemy team, but I fucking love her. I think she's again, she's the smartest person on earth, but I think she's so funny. I think it's so great the way she challenges Homelander, and that's what he wants. But I think to a certain degree, I think he's gonna snap, and then he will probably kill her at some point in the season, because he doesn't want to be challenged that much. He thinks he does, but once he gets a taste of it, and once he gets a taste of actually being challenged, and he realizes how stupid he actually is, then I think he'll get sick of it and kill her at some point. But yeah, I think Sister Sage is fantastic. It's very fun to see someone actually challenge Homelander. And we saw that even before he recruited Sister Sage. We saw that he was getting sick of everybody just being yes men. You know, when he told the Deep to blow A-Train and they were going to fucking do it, it's just like, it's really, it's fucking crazy what they would do to him. And it's not that, it's the fear of what he will do to them, of what he can do to them, that is making them do these things. You know, it's not that he's torturing them. They just know what he will do, you know? And so it's very scary and it's very entertaining to see. But yeah, look, I think we're getting great. We're getting more in-depth things with the characters this season. I think we're learning more about Kimiko's past. We're definitely going to dive more into that. We're learning about, there's sort of like a rift in between Kimiko and Frenchie's relationship, where Frenchie is having issues dealing with the fact that he killed Colin's family at some point. And so I think that's, you know, obviously going to be a big part of this season, the rift between them. But again, it sort of speaks to what I said earlier about how things feel a little bit splintered this season. Like Huey's, you know, he's dealing with the stuff with his dad, which is terrible. It's like terrifying, by the way. It's really sad. And the stuff with his mother, I think is actually very powerful. I think they're doing really well with that. But so Huey's dealing with all that. Annie's dealing with the Starlighter issues and with Firecracker. is, you know, dealing with being the new leader of the team. Basically, Butcher's dealing with, you know, trying to get Ryan out of there and trying to still be a part of the team, and also talking to Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character, which everybody was sort of thinking he was going to be like an imaginary friend, I guess, of Butcher's, but he doesn't turn out to be, he turns out to be real, at least. And we find out that his real imaginary friend in the first episode, at least, is Becca, which was cool to see her return. But yeah, I wonder if that's going to continue throughout the season. But yeah, so everybody seems to be doing their own thing pretty much, but we'll see where it goes. But what I'm really loving this season as well is the dynamic between Ryan and Homelander. I think that Ryan sort of thought he wanted this, and he thought he wanted to be with his dad. And even in the first episode, the beginning of the first episode at least, you see that he's sort of enjoying it to a certain extent. He's enjoying being with his dad, but as he starts to see what's the reality of this situation, his dad's not actually a superhero, and these things aren't actually real, and he's not actually going to be helping people, that it's all for cameras and entertainment and for, you know, the public eye. He starts to realize what the fuck this is, you know, especially when he kills that guy, and he realizes what a monster Homelander is when he says, who cares, you know? And so you sort of start to see Ryan lean more toward Butcher, which obviously fucking destroys Homelander in the end of episode 3 when he finds that out. And we get the cliffhanger of him talking to himself in the mirror. And it looks like we're going to be getting an in-depth look at Homelander's past, which is going to be really cool. And then was even a little Easter egg in episode 2 about Soldier Boy and Liberty, and how they could, you know, how Liberty could be, or Stormfront could be Homelander's mother. That would be fucking crazy, and I wonder if they're actually going to do that. But yeah, the show is back. It's so fantastic. The gore, the action is so cool. You know, that it's a lot. You know, there's a lot of risque stuff in this show, but it's fantastic. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen. I can't wait to see how it's going to tie into Gen V as well. I didn't get a chance to talk about that, but we know that it will tie into the end of Gen V at some point. But anyway, these first 2 episodes were great. Very much enjoying it. Can't wait to break down this season as we go. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss my future uploads of the season. I'll be breaking down every episode. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.